It was a scorching Saturday afternoon, the kind of day where the sun blazed like a spotlight on my life. I was lounging on the couch, beer in hand, scrolling through my phone, when Jessica's voice broke the spell. "Michael, we've got a plumbing emergency. Can you come home early?" Her tone was a mix of panic and frustration, like a scene straight out of a sitcom. I threw my phone down and jumped up. What could possibly go wrong? I had visions of water shooting out like a geyser, ruining everything we had. My heart raced as I drove home, the thought of a flooded house making my stomach churn. When I walked through the door, my eyes were immediately drawn to Jessica. She stood in the kitchen, hair tousled, wearing an old t-shirt that hugged her curves in all the right places. She looked like a vision, but the worry creasing her brow brought me crashing back to reality. In the kitchen, she called out, pointing toward the chaos. That's when I saw him, Jacob, the plumber. He was sprawled on the floor, an easy grin plastered across his face, his broad shoulders framed by the chaos of pipes and tools. He looked like he belonged on a magazine cover, all rugged charm and effortless confidence. I felt a flicker of insecurity wash over me as he looked up and said, "Hey, Michael. You've got a bit of a situation here." My forced smile barely masked the tension brewing inside. Jacob was the type of guy who could talk about anything and make it sound interesting, and Jessica was hanging on every word. The way she laughed at his jokes, her eyes sparkling with amusement, made my stomach twist in knots. I felt like an intruder in my own home. As Jacob worked his magic, I stood in the background, trying to play it cool while my mind raced. I caught glimpses of the two of them laughing and joking, sharing a connection that felt electric. It was infuriating, and I couldn't help but feel the walls closing in around me. When Jacob finished, he wiped his brow and stood up, muscles flexing in a way that made me question my own worth. "All set, Jessica. Just a little maintenance and you're good to go." The way she beamed up at him made my heart sink. "Thanks, Jacob. You're a lifesaver," she said, practically glowing. I felt like I was fading into the background, a mere shadow of what was happening in front of me. Later that night, I tried to shake off the unsettling feeling as we settled down on the couch. Jessica was scrolling through her phone, and I reached for her hand, but she seemed miles away. "What's up?" I asked, feigning lightness. "Oh, just a meme Jacob sent me," she replied, her eyes still glued to the screen. My heart sank deeper. "He's just so funny." "Right, funny," I muttered, feeling the distance between us grow. The days turned into weeks, and Jacob became a regular fixture in our lives. I could see Jessica's admiration for him growing, and each time I came home to find them